How's it going, everyone? This is Josh Elbow. The video today I want to talk about fear of debt, fear it all. Let's just start the video with this. The whole premise, any level of fear is pure ignorance. That's the only thing it can be. Lack of understanding of something. But let's take debt, for example. The thing we're going to talk about in this video is, I think it's a 33% return in 70 days, which annualizes out to like 172% a year. 127, 172. It's like 5.2 times 33. So yeah, I think it's 172. So 172% return in a year. You don't need any money, but you're going to be investing up to 20. Shoot, if we do the full math on this, if we did the full $20,000 investment, it'd be $550 divided by 20,000. So I just pulled the math. It's 2.7, 550 on 20K is 200, Jesus Christ, is 2.75%, but the return's in 90 days. So 90 days time, if that was annualized, would be 8 point something or 9% annualized return. FDIC insured. Stock market, let's pretend last year it did well because everything was down the previous year, November, December. But let's pretend the stock market is 10% a year. So you're getting the same return as the stock market, except you're getting something FDIC insured, zero risk, and you're not putting any money of your own into it. So let's get into the fear of debt part. Is pure ignorance. The bank's interest rates is nothing. Literally, you can borrow money for nothing. Let's say 1 to 2%, but literally nothing. So it doesn't cost you to borrow anything. The ignorant side, though, the fear side, is not knowing what to do with the money. And that's why people say, investing is risky. Investing's not risky at all. If somebody has let's call this investing, dollar investing. And it is this easy. So like it literally is this easy if you know what the fuck you're doing. If you don't know what the fuck you're doing, admit that to yourself, because then at least you're getting past your mental belief, your limiting beliefs that are literally like blocking you financially, potentially. So let's say I want you to invest. Pretend, because I don't want you to invest. I'm not a registered financial advisor. I'm not a fiduciary. I'm not whatever. But let's say you and I sit down. I want you to invest. I put a $5 bill on the table. And I say, if you give me $1 and you let me have your dollar for 1 minute, I'll give you your $5 bill. I'll give you my $5 bill. It's a no-brainer deal. It's that easy. Same exact concept with debt. If you have an investment, for example, this isn't even investing. This is anybody can do. You don't have to know anything about this. You open a bank account wherever, and they give you incentives. You open a credit card wherever, and they give you incentives. Even if you have no money, you go to the bank. You say, "Hey, what are your lending limits? How much can you give without whatever?" I don't know if they'll necessarily give you 20K if it's for a 2.5% return in 70 days or whatever. So this is where like the negotiation side comes in. But if you have no money, if you don't have the 20,000 to invest, let's say, go to the bank, you say, what are your lending limits? Tell them the deal. If I open a bank account here at your competitor's place and I put $20,000 in, it's FDIC insured, so they have zero risk on that side. They don't have to give you cash because they can wire the money over, and they can put restrictions on the bank account so that you can't take the money out and just dip. So this is where it comes into more so having a relationship with your bank and with your bankers. And the kicker on the incentive at the other bank, so it's going to cost the other bank money, so it's going to cost their competition money. And this is super, super small thinking, but I'm trying to put this in place for the people who have less than $1,000 or less than $5,000 or less than $50,000 or $100,000 in their bank account, because that's what I wanted when I was like, it proves the BS that anybody can do it based on physical strategy. There's no reason to not, unless you're just lying, and then that has nothing to do with me. Then I can say I did my part. I did whatever I possibly could to put the food on the table in front of you, and you're too fearful and lying to yourself to not do it. So it calls any BS out of my part that I might have. Like, it doesn't allow me to BS, which makes me feel better. So you say to them, I need $20,000. I don't want to put anything down. Even if you do the small incentives where you only have to put like $1,000 in or $5,000 in, and they'll give you the same type of thing. Because the other one, and the same deal that I'm talking about, you needed, I think it was $250. You put in $250 into an account. You needed to put $250 into an account in 60 days plus 10 days for the kicker. You'll make another $250 on top of that just for opening the account, as long as you keep the balance in there, and you can close the account at any time. So in that case, you're doubling your money. If you had somebody do it for you and you split the investment, you'd still be doing 33%. This is where I got the 172. If you split the profit on this, you'd be getting a 3% return. They'd be getting a 33% return, 172% annualized. And obviously you can't keep doing this forever, but there's no, it takes away any excuses you might have in any, I want to alleviate any fears anybody might have about starting a side hustle or not having money, because it's all up here. But let's go back to the big deal. You go to the bank, say, I'm going to make $550 on this. I need $20K in 90 days. They make the deposit. They make the bonus deposit. It's 2.75% in 90 days, which again comes out to the 10% annually. So the banks might see it from less risk. Maybe you can get a 1% interest rate, and then you guys split the profit on that. But it's not costing you anything, and the debt's not affecting you. Like, you don't want premium payments on it, but it's just like literally the way the bank works is it's numbers on the screen that they transfer from the one bank to the other bank. It's not cash, it's numbers in the account. That's all it is. Literally. That's it. There should be no attachment of fear to this idea of what it is. Because as soon as the time's up, the 90 days comes, they deposit the $550, and they might deposit $250 of it, let's say, after 70 days or 60 days plus the 10-day kicker. So you get paid, the bank gets paid, transfer the money back, and then get out, and the debt's cleared, and you made money without having to have any money. So if this was scalable, which it is from a business standpoint side, whether it's buying businesses that already have buying revenue, if you have a business in place, or if you have multiple businesses in place that you see that you can buy their revenue and then scale with business expertise. With Dan Pena is the huge one on this. It's absolutely beautiful. But this is the different type of work, because now you're not laboring for money. You're using your mind to create money with options that are already out there, which I think is a lot smarter. And it's free. It doesn't cost you anything. It shouldn't cost you peace of mind anyway. So I want to hear, why would somebody not take this deal if it was you? Mostly it's the fear of the debt, whether you want to play conservative, but all the fear is not understanding it, because we walked through exactly what it is. You're transferring numbers on one screen to numbers on another screen. It's FDIC insured, so there's no risk there. If the bank goes under, the FDIC insures it, and you still get out. You can negotiate with the original bank that sent it across to cover your ass there. But the real reason you're afraid is because most people have never made this much of a dollar investment before. Cody Kearns from Miami talks heavy about this. If you're afraid to make 1,000, how are you supposed to make 1,000 on that 1,000? If you're afraid to invest 10,000, how are you supposed to make 10,000? If you're afraid to invest 100,000, how are you supposed to make 100,000? $1 million, $5 million, $10 million. I think it's the most beautiful concept. Head off to Cody Kearns, because especially how he articulated it was really smooth. But he's right. It's fear because you haven't done it and you want to be right, and it's fear of failure, and it's your ego. And I have the same issues. So I'm not talking any shit to any of you. I'm purely calling myself out in this video. So don't make the same mistake I did, fearing using money, which I made. This was more so in several years ago, college days, by not using debt when the options were there. But I do this stuff. It's free. It's literally free play money that can be used. The same capital can be used to scale into new deals when you're at zero. So this was more 2015, 2016, let's say. But the incentives are still in place now. So I can go to the bank right now and do this. And I have, but I haven't used my money for it. Because why would I tie up my own money that I could be using for other things? If my cash flow is good, it makes no sense to tie up my money when the bank's going to do it for no cost, basically. It's not taking any money out of my pocket. So it's either greed and ego and fear, because you want to be right, you want to make investments that are perfect, which this is, but you don't know because you have to do everything yourself. How can we get past that? It takes time, but it's beautiful when you do. And I still am. So there's my take today. If you want more information about this specific deal, I'm not a financial advisor. I'm not a registered broker. I'm not a fiduciary. I can't sell financial advice legally, I don't think. The SEC might might not approve of that. But I can tell you what's worked for me. So if you want to work one-on-one, investment-wise, or if you want the coaching that I do, the individual one-on-one coaching, that's where the results are on my Instagram. That's where you'll see some real dollar returns. Like, give me 1,000, I'll give you 5,000. Give me 5,000, I'll give you 20,000. Like, but that's more so work. That's like if you're ready to hustle, if you actually have it in you. Because the people that are afraid to spend the money don't usually have it. So I only want the winners. Thanks for watching. Like and subscribe. I'll see everyone in the next video.